The 1957 T-Bird, made by Hot Wheels or released in 1978. I bought this casting, I bought this car a few months ago in a swap meet. I don't remember if I paid $1 or $2, but I recorded this part right after I bought it. I don't have many Blackwall Hot Wheels. So you can see I'm using a center punch to mark or guide the 1/16th drill bit. You can see right there, it wasn't perfectly at center, so I have to kind of guide the drill bit. I wouldn't be able to do this if I put the car on top of the table. So it's all about, learning how to use your tools. The 1/16 drill bit, I cut it so it could fit all the way inside the drill. It makes it safer for me to be able to drill. This is all it takes a long time, especially when dealing with old Hot Wheels, being that the post is very small and I do not want to damage the base. Old Hot Wheels are made, the metal is different. It's a lot softer. So when they create this mushroom post, the post tends to expand inside that layer of between the chassis, right? So I'm here using a number 29 drill bit, being very careful not to touch the base. The plan is to use 172 screws, which they're smaller than the 256. So I need to make sure that I do not enlarge that hole. So you can see that after a quick inspection, I noticed that I still needed to drill a bit more. Again, when dealing with old cars like this, you just gotta be very patient. It's not as quick as the newer Hot Wheels. It does take a while. So now I'm using the center punch again because I did not drill too far down. Because sometimes when working with old cars like this, the post is crooked inside the car. So I don't want to drill too far and then find out that I messed it up. Now the center punch also helps to kind of kick out the base. Again, because the metal is so soft, or softer than the new cars, when they create that mushroom post, it kind of expands inside the hole, and that's why they tend to be a little more difficult to take apart. But here I'm using a flat tip screwdriver to remove any excess metal. Again, I'm going slowly. Now I'm going to use the drill bit again, just slightly. Remove a little bit more metal. Go again with the center punch. I keep using my finger, and there I got to a point where I saw that with very gentle pull from behind with the flat tip, it was going to take it apart. So check this out. The windshield and the seats are all one part. This car is very corroded. So I don't know if it was like next to like something with a battery. So now I am using a file to flatten the post because I need to drill with the 1/16 drill bit again. And this is going to ensure that that post sits behind the chassis when I put it back together. That's basically the whole purpose of me sanding it down. Remember, like I said, I'm gonna repeat it again. The metal is softer, so it expands inside that hole of the chassis. So I want to eliminate that. And now, after taking it apart, you can see that the poles are not bent. So I can drill pretty deep to be able to use a long screw. And long screw because, like I said, since I filed down the top of the post, now I need a longer screw to be able to make the chassis with the body. So now I'm using a 172 bottoming cutting tab. If you follow me, you watch my previous video, you know that I explained that there's a forming tab and there are cutting tabs. And a forming tab, you need to drill a little bit bigger. For the cutting tab, I just needed a 116 drill bit. That does the job. So here is a 172 by 3/16 button head screw. And of course, I always do this before I paint, just in case something doesn't go back together the way it's supposed to. But now I can see that by not touching the chassis, the screw fits perfectly. Everything is good. So now the next step, it would be to remove the original wheels. I try using these clippers, since sometimes they work, but in this case it didn't. The metal is too compressed together there. So the next step will be to use this cutting disc, which it requires that you know what you're doing, or you're going to chop your fingers off. So you need to hold that Dremel, I'm sorry, very tight. Make sure it doesn't run off and cut your fingers off. So this is why stuff like this is, try it at your own risk. Again, it takes a little bit of time because you want to be careful, but at the end, it all comes out. And now I got to do is clean the body and the chassis and paint it up. Check it out, back from the other side. As you can see, I took the liberty of painting the headlights. I also did the tail lights, but I don't know if you can see them. Brand new BLACKWALLs. So whenever I see a brand new Hot Wheels with BLACKWALLs, I always buy them because I know that I'm eventually going to use them to restore an old car. The windshield has some damage here in that corner. You can see it. I sanded it down, polished it. The best I could do, being that it's all one part with the seat. You really can't do that much. And this is actually a second generation of this T-Bird. The first generation has a hole right here, a window hole. Just a little extra data there for you. Check out the base with that 172 screws. Nice and elegant. The base is not polished. Just cleaned it up with lime away. Remove all that old corrosion. Check it out. Now the paint. You zoom out. We have here dark cherry metallic GM color. I have a suspicion that maybe Hot Wheels back in the days, they used the paint from General Motors, or real cars, because that looks almost exactly the same as the original. The only thing different that you might see on this car is the sparkle, and that's because I use a brand new favorite clear coat extreme pearl finish from Duplicolor. UV protection, gasoline resistant, scratch resistant. I'll leave a link down below. That's gonna be it. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think of the finished product. That's gonna be it. I'll see you in the next one.